At Burger King, I put in the resume, which I worked over 7 years in the fast food industry, and I had cooking experience at a nursing home, which I'm food safe certified. I told him I believe so, but he told me to be a manager, I had to be food safe certified or whatnot. But I told him I was. But anyway, he told me he hired everybody in at $10 an hour as their starting rate or whatnot. Pretty much. I fit an application to be hired in at $12 an hour, but they changed it to 8.75 or whatever. On my day, it kept changing, so I changed it to 10, and it went back to 8.75. But anyway, I I told him he hired me in at $10 an hour, which I have 7 years experience, which it would violate equality laws to even hire me, and so it's illegal to hire me in at $10 an hour starting rate because you start people who don't have any experience in that field at $10 an hour, which I have experience. Then there's no way to credit people um, experience or whatnot to pay them differently. So that they pay anybody else differently than $10 an hour with little or more experience that's benedicting me, they have to start them out at $10 an hour, or it would be inequality or whatnot. But anyway, I'm doing the same thing. I think the guy is racist, what I hear telepathically, but I don't know if it's true or not. But I hear he's racist, but what they do to me, I heard they were trying to set me up because I have theft on my record, but I didn't steal nothing from a store or racketeer or anything like they thought I did. I took a gun from somebody who I thought was trying to kill me in Louisville. My dad knows the story, and my mom knows the story, and the court knows the story now, many courts or whatnot. But anyway, they were trying to set me up or whatnot. As people were staring at me through virtue, as people virtually inclined now, more so on the counts as reality. When they were staring at me and stuff, and they were trying to set me up. If anything would have went wrong or money missing, which it would have, they would have blamed me for it because I have theft on my record. They would point the finger at me. As I told him I wanted to work back line or whatnot, and he said, "Will you?" And then he asked me would I work any other position, work the other position to be flexible or whatnot. So I'm rotating around and stuff like that. So they would try to set me up. But anyway, I'm going to do a thing on racist people and not just white people. Black people, Mexicans, as I'm really federal police or whatnot, and really I'm a correctional officer too. Yet I paralegal too, so I'm going to paralegal for people, and I'm going to use meditation prayer and people who's been around my aura and people who send prayers. I'm going to tap out to them or whatnot, and I'm going to use the people who's incompetent who didn't know their legal rights or whatnot to bypass the time. So I'm going to backlog so I won't steal all the credit and nobody else can do that because they're going to be careful now because they was careless. So now they're going to be careful, but they're still going to be racing, do little nitpicking things and use stipulation to a negative standpoint that they try to use on me. So I'm going to do this now or whatnot. I've been doing it for maybe 5 minutes or whatnot. I'm going to use my mind and aura and my conspicuous mind and my subconspicuous mind. I'm going to hit them or whatnot. I'm going to hit them up or whatnot. Even every racist creed in this country or whatnot to tackle hate crimes or whatnot, because that's what it is, a hate crime. You can't pay somebody $10 an hour if you start somebody out with no experience at $10 an hour. That's a starting point. I have 7 years experience in the fast food. They know my record at State Street, how good of a worker I am, and they know my situation, and they know my power level. So that it would be racist or whatnot, or racial profiling or said inequality a hate crime, regardless of what they say. So they can't bypass a lawsuit no matter what the court says, really, because it's illegal to do that. And we say no that or whatnot. So I'm going to help out everybody, and I'm going to St. Joseph County too, because they would did me the same way. They may look black or whatnot, and some of the people may look white, but this is American, a melting pot. We're not black or white or African American. You're either American or Native in this country, because we are a melting pot, and we gather all spiritualism as a time for everything. So you receive everything, you reap what you sow. So timing is inevitable, and you use timing, and you got different timings, and you live with different people who have different things in them. Look at the people's inheritance, white people's. They got all type of shit in them. Then how can they be white? Indian, Alaskan, Canadian, this Irish, this and that makes different things with a certain mixture. So they're not really white. They're something else. So it would be to be called American. And the Israelites up north, they look black, but they're more Israelite or whatnot, even though they're black and dark skinned. And some of the white people are Israelites too. They would have did me the same way or whatnot. As I hear from telepathic, they said that he would have did our people the same way because they do hate against me or whatnot. But they try to act nice and phony and stuff like that. But they talk about you as backstabbers and stuff like that. But I'm going to work this case now via telepathic, but I'm going to hit the physical world because the aura counts as the physical world as well. And I use spirit substance with mine too, and I'm strong and potent because I've been doing it for over 12 years. So I'm going to tackle this now. And as I already filed my lawsuit against Burger King or whatnot and their manager, the district manager, and they hired me in because they knew of the theft charge, and they were trying to set me up. And then my spiritual anthem, like Officer Kelly racial profiled me, they did the same thing. So they bypassed the criminal background check and tried to make it like they gave me a chance or whatnot, and I betrayed them, but they was going to set me up on God.